Hello everyone, welcome back. Today, let's have a look at HarmonyOS PC again on the MateBook Pro. I had this for about a week now and I've done a lot, I experienced a lot, so now I'm ready to show you the full experience. Let's get into it. Let's go. Okay, so here we have it. Huawei HarmonyOS. It has 3 USB-C, 2 on this side, 1 on this side, and this side we also have the privacy button. Boom, boom. Turns off microphone, camera, and location services. If we open it, we have the fingerprint button here on the power. So boom, can open this one here. Yeah. I think the keyboard feels great. The mouse trackpad is quite big, quite large. Yeah, so clicky. No, not so. It's great. I like this one. It's very light, 960 grams. The profile is quite slim. And the color, baby blue, it's quite nice. When I bought this one, the store also gave me a Nearlink Huawei mouse, matching color. So this one is also pretty nice. You can take off the top and then you have a battery inside. The top off and it's Nearlink. So instant connection. So this is the pair. Let's dive into it and see what's inside, okay? Let's go.
All right, so let's jump into the specs. So to view the detailed system information here, I've downloaded an app called Device Info. This one you can find in AppGallery, and once you start it, you're greeted with the dashboard here. As you immediately can see, it's running HarmonyOS 5.0.1. So that means there's no Linux, there's no Windows, there's no macOS, and there's no Android. This is a pure HarmonyOS NEXT, HarmonyOS 5 built by Huawei on the multi-kernel architecture. So if we look at the battery here, it says it currently shows as warm. That's level 3 out of 8. It's pretty hot today actually, so I'm not surprised. We have 8 sensors as well. They are the acceleration sensor, magnetic field sensor, ambient light sensor, gyroscope, gravity sensor, linear acceleration sensor, and audio fusion sensor, which is most likely the microphone, right? And then we also have here, if we go back to the dashboard, we have the widgets. And these widgets you can of course place on your desktop. And these settings, this is probably more for pads and phones. And in this program you can also become a premium member if you like. So maybe look at the widgets again. I like this one, so let's put this one on the desktop. Okay, let's move on to the device tab. So here you can see it's a MateBook Pro. The category here, 2-in-1, it's kind of interesting because we need to know that later when we develop in DevEcho Studio. So that will be the device you select as a preview. So that's interesting. If you go into the system details, here we can see we're running the HarmonyOS version 5.0.1. The API version is 5.5 and the Open Harmony API level is 17. So this info is very important when you're developing to know which API level you're running on, which API version. That tells you what features and methods you have available, basically. So that's really important for ArcTS and ArcUI Compose. Well, let's move on to the chipset. So here you see it's running a Kirin X90. So it's not running an Intel or any other processor. It's the Huawei's own developed Kirin X90. It uses the application binary interface of ARM64, which basically means that you have to be able to compile into ARM64 architecture. The CPU here, it's listed as 20, but it's not actually 20. It's 10 physical cores and each supporting 2 threads, so it's hyperthreading. So that's why the system shows 20 processors. And here in this list, you can see they are divided into performance and efficiency type. Most of them run similar clock speed, but the core types vary slightly. Yeah. This section, I don't actually know what this means. So If someone knows, you can tell me. And here we have networking. Yeah, not super interesting. It's Wi-Fi 6, not Wi-Fi 7. But yeah, that works fine. Here's more battery stuff. Yeah, battery is normal. It's a lithium-ion battery. And it seems to be pretty, at least now it's having a good performance. If we move on to display, the display is 320 times 2080 pixels. The size is 14.2 inches. We have a pixel density of 264 dpi. And the camera here, it's a 2.1 front-facing megapixel camera. Very basic. Yeah, so now I'm going to exit the device info. You can see that our widgets is now on the desktop here, up here. Let's go into the battery settings again. So this is the battery settings in the control panel. Right now, yeah, 55%. You can see how fast it charges. Here I can put the battery percentage, and now you can see it up here in the action bar. If you look at the battery health here, we have a maximum capacity 100%. We have smart charge and custom charging limit. So the smart charge is basically, it learns your when you're charging and your habits, so that it can optimize when to stop charging and so on. This graph shows us the battery usage when I charge, let's say the green here. So it has been alive for almost the whole day without me charging it. It's been standby. And here you see the battery of each app. Okay, so now let's jump into the fingerprint recognizer. So here I need to supply my password in order to access this feature. Okay, so here I basically have our fingerprints. You can add more new fingerprints, and here you can identify fingerprints. So basically, when I supply my index finger here, it says, okay, this is fingerprint 1. But if I have more than one fingerprint, it will say, okay, which one is it? Which finger is mapped to which fingerprint? Yeah, basically pretty standard thing. Yeah, this is where you place your finger on the power button.
Okay, next, let's take a look at the app gallery and the general software solutions here in HarmonyOS. So this is the app gallery, Huawei's official app store on HarmonyOS devices. So first of all, let's go into the Me tab. So these are the apps that I have installed either on this computer or my phone or my pad. So you can see here, like there's a discrepancy, which I'm missing. And then we can go into early access. So in early access, there are 3 apps I installed. I am in the WeChat beta. I have installed this HarmonyOS HMOS, which is a basic code tutorial, and also installed CodeArts IDE, which I will show you later. But that makes it possible to develop Python and Java within HarmonyOS. Yeah, and this is the wish list, and in the wish list you can wish for apps that is not available yet. So for example, I will add Dev Echo Studio here, which is the main development tool for HarmonyOS apps. I will also add VLC, because I think VLC is a great video player. I always liked. You can see here there's 400 people who's already wished for VLC. And then I will add Outlook. I don't think Outlook is ever going to be here, but there's lacking of a great email client. And I think Outlook is the best email client around, to be honest. It has supports many emails. So yeah, let's go into the categories. So here you can see there you have multiple categories. There's a lot of apps here already, but still not enough. So we have, we have work, we have entertainment, we have music. Yeah. So here, for example, you have Feishu, which is one of my favorite apps, which is like Teams but better, but done by ByteDance. And we go into the entertainment tab. The top entertainment app at the moment is how to learn how to Morse code for ham enthusiasts. I think that's quite funny. And then we have some games. We look at the games later. And the work tab. So yeah, there's very different, productivity. There's CAD tools. And here is, you have Feishu again, which is one of my favorites. So for example, this CAD tool, as you can see, it's not optimized for computer yet. So we won't install that one. There's another CAD tool here, which I actually already installed, and this one is optimized for the computer. So maybe take a look at that one later. And yeah, so let's install an app to see, maybe someone from this one popular. It's like QQ Music, or no, maybe not. Shou Hongshu, Little Red Note. What's it called in English? No, let's install Bilibili instead, because Bilibili I actually use quite a lot. So Bilibili is basically like Chinese YouTube. So yeah, it's a little bit slow here, 2%, but I think we speed up. Usually it's kind of loading pretty slow. Yeah, okay, now it's going faster. So 3.6 stars, so it's not great. Okay, so start Tongyi. I have to allow it for notifications, and then you can just basically search. So let's search HarmonyOS. There's a lot of videos on HarmonyOS on Bilibili. I mean, all of them are in Chinese, but they're still very good. So I actually use this a lot to watch videos there. Now let's run this CAD app. I'm not a CAD guy. I mean, I know a lot about people doing CAD. I have a lot of friends who work with this, but I've never actually worked as this or know how to do anything. So to me, this just looks like an advanced MS Paint. But I know that people have asked me if you can CAD in HarmonyOS. So I don't know. You tell me. Is this how you do it? Is this how you paint and get paid for it? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I think that's it. Let's move on to the next section. All right, here we are in the gallery section. So let's look at some gallery features. First of all, let's look at the collage feature. So basically you can select 2 or more pictures and put them into a collage. This is quite common nowadays in phones as well, so I don't think this is anything special, but yeah, you can do it at least. It's a good feature for the scrapbook experts. Okay, so now let's have a look at some gallery features that works very well with notes. So let's open the note here, let's tile it, and first of all, let's do a drag gallery picture into a notes and see if we can extract text from it. So here you can just drag it in when you create a note, and now I can mark it and extract text and just copy this text, which is kind of nice. And here we have a feature called lift. So you can lift an object from a picture. So you lift this beautiful, beautiful man and remove the background, and you can put it into the notes. Same here. If you want a running dog, this picture is pretty bad, but it managed to find a dog in here anyway. So now I have a note with some nice pictures and a wild dog and a beautiful man. Okay, now let's have a look at Celia and some audio features. So first features are audio related. It's about enhancing voice and removing voice. So in this section, bear with me, we will look at a Bilibili video, a great Bilibili video, and we will use this AI voice features. So I will let him speak and you can see what's happening.
听说啊，华为推出了新一代轻薄本 MateBook Pro 和折叠屏笔记本 MateBook Pro 就是我面前的PC，不是 Windows， 不是 Linux， 不是安卓，而是鸿蒙 PC 哦。而且它俩还使用了一颗前所未有的处理器麒麟 X90。
Right, so that is a great feature if you don't like the background music of videos, for example. I know some of my viewers hate Beethoven, so that's a feature for you. So next up, let's look at the feature called Note Taker. This is a very useful feature if you're in a meeting and you don't understand what's going on, or you don't speak the language. So this feature basically takes notes from the internal audio. It can also take from the microphone, but here we're using the internal audio to take notes from this specific video. So I create this note, I call it Bilibili, and then it just starts taking notes. So I'm fast forwarding here because I will take notes for about 1 minute. So as you can see, it's transcribing everything, what the guy is saying, which is really handy. And now we stop it, and now I can summarize this. I can get the summary of this. So I will use this summary feature here, and I have to choose which speaker I want to summarize. You can pick all of the speakers if there's multiple, so that's fine. And now Celia AI will give me a summary of what's happening here. Okay, it is in Chinese, but we can use Celia again. We have a translation widget on the desktop that we can use to translate this into English. So here we just put this one in, it's translating, and basically this will give you a description of what he was saying. And it's not exactly what he said, it's a summary. So this is great for meetings in Teams or whatever. So in last section we saw some widgets, so let's move on to the personalization display. Let's start with widgets. So if you right click on the desktop, you have capability to select which widgets you want. So here you have all the apps that contains widgets. So for example, here is AI Life, which is Huawei's IoT home app. So I want to add one of these and I can get a shortcut to my NAS, NAS, or I'm not sure how it's NAS. I'm not sure how you say it in English. NAS. Let's go NAS. And yeah, so now I have a shortcut to my NAS here. Let's see, you can add some more widgets. So calendar widgets, for example, is great. Celia widgets. So here, there's a translation widget we had before, and there's also face-to-face widget. I think the face-to-face widget is much more useful on the phone. I used it actually on the phone, but on the computer it's not that useful. And we have the device info that we showed before and we're already using. Kimmy, great AI tool. And we have some notepads. Yeah, tips. And the weather. I mean, it's always nice to know the weather. Today is very hot. 23 degrees. Not that hot, but enough for me to stay inside. And let's go into display personalization. So first, let's look at the icons here. So here you can change the icon size. I have to minimize this, otherwise you won't see it. So yeah, I can't see this, to be honest with you. I'm not seeing how. I see that they're moving, but it feels like it's more the padding that is changing, not the actual size. And here we can change the icon type. And to me, they look very similar, but there is some small difference. For user experience nerds, I think this is for. Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's the same. And then let's look at the desktop the wallpaper. So we have something called interactive wallpapers, which is nice. So let's maybe look at this Jupiter wallpaper here, which looks kind of nice. I really like astronomy. So here, if you double click, you can see that it's interactive. So it's moving. You can see the great storm here. It's moving. It's very nice, fancy. But I feel like you have to actually double click. It doesn't move by itself, which is a bit a shame. It would be nice if it kind of was moving by itself. Otherwise, there is some, of course, you can add your own wallpapers and so on. And there's themes, the theme shop. I like this one, the Starry Sky, Starry Night. And this one is also interactive. So if I double click here, you can see. That's cool. Okay, let's move on. Let's, yeah, here just have the panel, the dock. So here you have two options. You can either have like the Windows kind of thing where you have all the things down, or you can have like the Mac Linux where you have them up, the action bar up. I prefer having them upstairs because I want to see all of the things. When they're down, they are like minimized, so I prefer this view. Yeah, and so this is dock options. I don't see that much of difference here, but it's how this transparency color on the dock shows up. To me, I have a really hard time seeing the difference, but yeah, and this is how the minimization animation. So here is the default animation, which is kind of nice, and then I also have a genie, which whoop. So now it looks like a genie going back into the bottle. So I guess there's more flair to this one, right? But I will stick with the default, I think. So here we have the display brightness. So I don't think you can see this actually, since it's a screen recording. It doesn't actually change the brightness. But dark mode, for example, we can turn off. Dark mode is nice when you're playing with the computer like in bed or in sofa late at night, but I prefer light otherwise. Yeah, so some filter on this, eye color, eye comfort, and so on. And here we have ebook, so you can have color ebook or black and white ebook. This is actually really cool. You can't see this in the recording, so I will have to put this side by side here. But that looks is actually kind of cool. And then we have the UI, font size. I like small fonts because I think you can. This is the font weight, so this is maybe a little bit, not minimum. And this is the display size. That has to stay in the minimum, otherwise it will annoy me. And here we have different color options and so on, and we also have a screen refresh rate, so it's in dynamic. Now you can force it to 60 or 120. I prefer dynamic. And then we have app size settings. So here you can force, for example, there's a app that is optimized for mobile, but I can force it into a certain aspect ratio here if I want to, which is nice. Sometimes the small app comes with the mobile, but I want to have it larger on the screen. So you can see here, for example, this app builder and Kimi I've already modified to be a larger size on the computer. All right, so let's look at the camera and privacy settings. So the webcam, I can start it here. You can see, and you can see the privacy setting here. Up in the corner, you have a dot. That orange dot means that the camera is enabled. And here's the video. I cannot take a video because I'm doing screen recording, so the video is captured, cannot taken. And here are the settings for the camera. We have grid lines, etc. Timer, yeah. And let's see on the settings for the video. You can do a horizontal reflection, basically like a selfie. This is a resolution, and the video settings are very similar. Frame rate you can also set here, and this is the resolution. Yeah. So now, you can see here's the mirrored one I took. Yeah. Nothing super fancy, but it gets the work done, I think. And now you can see I have the yellow one, which means that the microphone is active, and that's because the microphone is active from the screen recording. So now I want to use the privacy button I have on the side. Yeah, so now I turn it off. That means the camera, the microphone, and location services turns off. So now there is no recording of the microphone anymore. And now I turn it on. So now the microphone and camera works again, and location services. All right, finally we are at DevTools development. Okay, so let's first start looking at terminal high shell. So the terminal high shell has a bunch of familiar commands: ls, help, and pvd, current working directory. So parent working directory. So you can see here we're working in users current user, and let's run this help stack and pipe it to a file commands.html. So this file contains all of the commands that you can run. So the setup here in this shell is that basically it's a toy box. So toy box is a BSD kind of project which allows for a lot of commands. So I'm not sure how many commands there. You can pause this, you can look at it. I'll also paste a link to this file in the description, so you can look at that and you can see what commands are available. And now let's go back to what I showed you before with the CodeArts IDE. So this IDE, I told you before, you can use to run Python and Java. So here we have a Python Hello World program. So I can just run it as normal in the terminal here. I can also use the play button, of course, but if I run it Python, it says it works fine. But the nice thing with this one is since it's a packaged Linux, it's packaged together with like Linux, I can also run Git. So that means the Git is available, and it's also on the same file path. It's not isolated environment, so I can use Git inside of this terminal to clone my repositories and so on. So that is great news. So that means that I can develop Python and Java projects without a problem, and using Git as well. So that's good. So let's close this one, and let's look at how to install software packages. So you can of course install them from AppGallery, but what if it's not available in AppGallery? What if you develop your own app package and you want to install it? So this is how you do it. In a previous video, I had a video called how to install your Clash VPN on HarmonyOS. In that video, I showed you how to install a thing called Auto Installer. This Auto Installer you can also install on HarmonyOS itself. So you can use the Auto Installer on Windows and install the Auto Installer on HarmonyOS. So that means that now I only need a app package, and then I can install the app package via my own Auto Installer. So here I downloaded the RetroArch emulator. It says this is archived, so I'm not sure if it's going to work, but let's download it. And while it's downloading, I need to, in the app installer, I need to sign in. So as we did in the previous video. So here I'm just signing into my Huawei account in order for us to be able to sign this app package. And the bear is just there to cover some credential stuff. So I'm signing in, and now we will be able to sign the app package. But before that, we also need to make sure that we have wireless debugging on. So yeah, okay, so here, done. Okay, I don't need to read this. Okay, read it one more time. No. Okay, so now I need to put myself into debugging mode. So let's go into developer mode and settings here, dev mode, and switch to wireless debugging. And that will give me a port that I need to fill in. So here we have, you see this port number here. I don't need to use this IP because I'm on this computer, so I can just use localhost here. So yeah, 120, yeah, it's fine, and just use the port I got. Yeah, maybe if I can type correctly. There we go. And should be connected right now. Yeah, so now we're just waiting for the app package to finish downloading, and now it's done. It's in downloads here. I have to search HAP here, and we actually have two. So let's do RetroArch, and then Kai, which means go. And now it's installed. So now let's find this package. It should be installed. Okay, it's not called RetroArch, it's called something else. Yeah, okay, so maybe this is why it's archived. It's called label, I think. This looks kind of buggy, to be honest. Yeah, maybe this is not the best package, but you get the point. This is how you do it, and this is how you will install your own app packages in the future. Let's move on to peripherals. So mouse, keyboard, printer. So let's start with keyboard, and there's quite a lot here to dive into. So first one, yeah, this is a stupid setting, but it's a repetition setting, basically how it feels, how fast it should repeat. Here are some keyboard shortcuts, which is very useful. So yeah, the main keyboard shortcut to remember, I guess, is the O and the question mark, which takes up the keyboard shortcut menu, which is kind of nice, because then you can close it and yeah, don't need to remember it. So this one, OD, is like to hide. Then we have some other ones useful. OA is App Center. This one is OTab. Basically, very similar to Alt Tab. There are differences that Alt Tab you can continue tab. This one is LO. Open the start menu. And yeah, screenshot. O Shift S, very useful. And Celia search, OS. Here you can search for something, calculator, whatever. And yeah, I guess I have to play around with this one more, because I think it might be interesting in the future. Files, OF, yeah, good. This toggle screenshot we've done. The task manager is very interesting, I think. That's screen recording, but task manager, Control Shift Escape. So it will be the same as Control Alt Delete, right? And this is something that I guess you will use a lot. I always find it interesting to see what is draining the most resources and so on. So here, yeah, it looks very similar to Windows Task Manager. You can kill, etc. And you can also look at performance, various performance, memory, disk, network, CPU, etc. So yeah, I think it will be in here sometimes. Yeah, okay, let's close this one. And let's see, what do we have more? Yeah, I think that's about it. Focus navigation, that's just similar stuff to how it works. Quit tap, Alt Shift F4, lock screen, OL, which is same as Windows L, for example. And here, let's look at the keyboard kind of settings. So this is Celia keyboard. Here we have all of the different languages. You can see here which languages are available at the moment. Still missing someone for me, like Swedish. And let's look at the keyboard shortcuts for input. So this is first. This is how many suggestions you have when you write in Pinyin, for example. I don't know. Well, here, let's look at the keys. So here are some shortcuts. So let's open Notepad for us to be able to interact better with this. So first, let's start to tile this so it's easier for us to see. So we have it on the left, we have the shortcuts, and on the right, we have Notepad. So maybe first we should start with emojis. So Control Shift B will take out the emoji keyboard. It's nice to know. The Control Shift Y will take up the speech. So believe me, I'm talking here. See, I'm talking in English, but it thinks it's Chinese. But then it figures out that it's actually not Chinese, it's English. So it turns back to English. That's great. That means that the voice recognition in Celia is pretty good. And then we have Control Shift H, which is handwriting. This is actually quite useful for Chinese. So since the screen is also a touch screen, and we can use the pen on it, it works good. This works good. And then Control Shift M is the input menu. Basically, it's the same as this, but you get the menu instead. So if I open this here, Control Shift M, we have the menu, and as you can see, you can basically just run the thing you want. And then frequent use phrases is just, you can have some shortcuts. For example, you write blah blah, and that's your 2 characters and gives you your email or whatever. Yeah. And this is just extra settings. Right. Yeah, and this is the speech input language. And yeah, here we have handwriting settings. So yeah, I'm not sure. That's not so interesting. Let's maybe move on to the mouse, I think. Yeah, so in the mouse settings, we have normal mouse speed, left or right mouse, the mouse cursor size, etc. And this one, choose color. I picked red just because I think it's more visible when doing screen recordings. But yeah, you can also pick the size here. Maybe I should have used this super big size when doing the recordings. Yeah, small one is fine. And here we have the touchpad. So there's the different gestures you can do on touchpad. Basically, it's standard touchpad things. Yeah, move up, scroll. You can set scroll direction, etc. If you want to have like a pilot scroll or not non-pilot scroll. And here we have some more. I think the main one is here you have double knock like you have on the phones, which is screenshot. So knuckle gesture as they call it. So I can knock here and get a screenshot. Boom, boom. And then let's look at the printer. Printer is pretty straightforward. You can add an IP. My printer is not threaded, so I can just add an IP, or you can find it on the loan. So I have a Xiaomi printer. So it's pretty good. Sometimes it's okay. So let's move on to gaming. So right off the bat, I wouldn't maybe recommend this for gaming, but there are a lot of games in the app gallery. But most of them are board game, tactical game, mobile games. So there's not any like Black King Wukong or something like that, or AAA games right now, and there's no Steam. But that said, there are some games like this. I found this game. See for yourself. Thought it was pretty nice, and it runs pretty fast, and it's as optimized for laptop. So this is the Huawei like game center. You need to sign in, and then it takes you back. It reloads, and then you say, okay, welcome to game center. See here, welcome Bobski. So I hear some gameplay with sound on. So what do you think? Do you think this is playable? I think this was actually quite funny, this game. It's a hack and slash. Yeah, so I killed that big guy. As you can see, it's running at least consistently in 60 frames per second. Yeah, it's pretty fun. This game is pretty fun, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend this one for gaming just yet. It's kind of shame I don't have a gaming controller, because it supports gaming controller, and I think this game would be probably pretty fun. So this one I played on keyboard. And there was keyboard mapping and everything, so it's good. Maybe not the best for gaming, but if you want to play these types of games, you can. Okay, so from that high action, intense section, let's move on to Windows virtualization, which is not so intense on high action. So there's two virtualization softwares right now that you can run Windows in. The first one is OSEC. The other one is called Kaidashi Shunyi. So OSEC, this one is OSEC. So this one is running with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 6 cores. So here I'm starting it up. It's always called Windows ARM. It is Windows 11. And it can do everything that Windows 11 can do. So for example, here I have DevEcho Studio, which is the development toolkit for HarmonyOS programs. I see I have a VPN, Edge, and so on. So it can do everything. It is, of course, virtualization. So it's not the fastest. You will never get 100% performance, but it's okay. So if you want to install a app package you develop yourself, for example, you can use this one, the DevEcho Studio, and then you can deploy from DevEcho Studio through Auto Installer, as we showed before in a development section, right? So you have everything you need in order to develop. There will be DevEcho Studio released natively later, but for now, this is how you have to do it. I hope that this one will come out fast. So, okay, the other one, Kaidashi Shunyi, this is the one that the Huawei store, when I bought the computer, wanted to install. So they told me they wanted or needed to install this one first. And I think this one is better than OS Easy, to be honest. It also has an app store, as you saw, it's to install apps. Yeah, so if I start this one, it's running on the same configuration. So this is how you switch between the Windows and OS Easy. You take 4 fingers and slide. So it's a 4-finger slide on the touchpad will switch you. You can also use, I think it's Control O and arrow keys to switch between your Windows or your HarmonyOS. So you can basically have them up at the same time, and you can switch between them as easily in full screen as you want. So it's very convenient to run this. It's more convenient than like a dual boot, for example. And of course, you can play games in Windows too, but I mean, it's going to be virtualized and it's going to be slower. But I've seen some people playing, for example, League of Legends and those types of games. You can probably play World of Warcraft or something, but you probably can't play the most high-tech games or high-performance games. But it works good. I prefer this Kaidashi Shuni. I think it's a little bit faster, and this App Store is quite nice. So here, for example, let's try to install WinRAR through the App Store. So you can see here, and oh, I'm stupid and select the wrong. So usually in Chinese UI, yes is on the left, not the right. So sometimes when you forget to read, it's like, what's going on? Oh, you just cancelled. So accept is usually to the left in the Chinese UI. So see, it's not installed. I'm a bit confused here. And then I say, okay, let's just do it again. Yeah, so click on the left, not the right. Yeah. It's confusing, but it's, you know, get used to it. Or you learn Chinese. And I think you should do both, but yeah. So now we have WinRAR here. So I prefer this one, Kaidashi Shunyi. And you can, when you install this for the AppGallery, you get Windows ISO with it. So there's not like you need to find an ISO somewhere online. It comes with it, so that's not an issue. Yeah, and this is the App Store. It has a lot of nice apps. Yeah, and this is the OS Easy, and as you can see, the OS Easy don't have the App Store. So that is why I would recommend Kaidashi Shuniji. But okay, so let's look at the last section, benchmarking. So benchmarking is kind of hard. It's not that easy to compare. So I ran 2 benchmarks on browserbench.org. But I think if you want to really look, if you want to know more about benchmarking, you should look at the video I posted before where we did the audio features. I will post that link to that Bilibili channel. But this guy goes through the benchmarking much more. But so here we just produce 2 numbers on these 2 benchmarks. So we did motion mark. I got score of 1062. I think when I read about this, maybe similar to Apple M1, M2, something like that. And then I did a Jetstream 2 test as well. But benchmarking is hard. I'm just providing these numbers. You can run this on your own and see what your computer is, but it didn't do terrible, I think, but maybe it's not as my desktop, for example. My desktop crushed this. Which, to be fair, is expected. So, yeah. Take this with a grain of salt. All right. So what is the takeaways here? I think the hardware is good. Obviously, they are lacking a bit on the processor side, chip side. That will come. I'm not that worried about hardware. They will catch up. Software side, it's going really good, I think. I think HarmonyOS is maturing a lot. I have it on 3 devices now, actually 4. I have it on my watch too, and it's moving fast. My personal opinion is that the hardware is an easier problem to solve than the software. To get the software ecosystem and things like that, there's not many companies that can do that. Microsoft tried and failed, and yeah, Huawei is the next to give it a shot. Hopefully they can do it. It would be great to get rid of this duopoly of Google and Apple, right? So, and Microsoft, okay, triopoly maybe. But I think there's, off the top of my head, is like 3 things I think is missing that I kind of have problems with. Maybe I just don't know how to do them. But one thing is network storage. So I have a NAS. I can't really mount it the way I would like to. I know that I tried another file system app called BD File System or something. It worked with that one, but it didn't work with the default file manager, which kind of sucks. So that is one thing. Another thing is the tiling. There is no really good keyboard shortcut for tiling. As a developer, a former developer, I want to tile my windows as much as I can, and I think it should be easier. There's only one way of doing it. It's basically to drag to the window, and you can say go put right or put left. That's the only way you can do it now. So no keyboard shortcut for that. Windows has been really good at this, I think, and Windows also have power tool fancy zones, which is great. So I guess third party can come in and solve this unless Huawei solves it themselves. And the third thing, of course, more development tool support. I know it's coming, but Deveco Studio, for example, will be great. It should be on there, so you can develop for the machine itself without having to take this, detour around the Windows and the auto installer and debug through VLAN, etc. But it will come. It's just a matter of time. Next week is the Huawei Development Days or Development Conference down in Dongguan in Guangdong in southern China. It will be 3 days. I will go there. I will try to pick up as much as I can and see what's going on. Very excited for this. I hope there will be cool news. So that's that. If you watched this far, it would be really great if you could subscribe. I really don't want to be a beggar on this, but I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. And if I can reach that milestone, I think a lot of things will change. Right now, for example, I'm getting this device I'm paying out of my own pockets, and there's a lot of devices I would like to review. For example, the new Pura 80 Ultra, which looks so good. I really, really want it, but I don't. There's not feasible for me to just buy all of the devices. And if I, can get to 1,000 subscribers, maybe I also can look into other brands, other Chinese brands that are interesting. I am interested in those too, but if it's my money, I'm gonna buy Huawei stuff. So that's how I see it right now. Even though I have a lot of Xiaomi home appliances and so on. But that's that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to know more about how to install the VPN, for example, I have a video on that. It will be linked in the description. If you want to see features related to device connectivity or like synergy features between the phone and the computer and the pad, for that, I have a video for that. I will also link that. And if you want to see the video about benchmarking and prestanda, I will link to this guy's Bilibili video where he goes through it. It's in Chinese, but if you have the tools, like for example, the HarmonyOS provides you can, as we've seen, you can annotate, take notes, summarize, and then you can translate. Easy peasy. You can do this without HarmonyOS as well, I think. But okay, that's that. Thank you everyone for watching. I have edited this for a long time, so I hope the sound is good this time. Yeah. Okay, bye bye. See you soon. Have a nice one.